So today I wanted to give you an idea about the dashboard and the front-end system that uh, you would be using for capturing data from any kind of sensor. Here you can see that this is a dashboard for one of our customers where the customer is using this dashboard to monitor temperature and humidity. Okay, so this is the data which is coming from the sensor. Uh, and there are two thresholds out here. So if there is a threshold breach, then the customer would receive a notification, and then the operator on the field can take an action to rectify the issue. If the issue is not rectified within certain duration, then it can be escalated to his manager, then the plant head, and then the national head, and so on and so forth. So those escalations can be inbuilt, and these different charts that you are seeing here, they are very easy to change. You can change the look very easily, and there are different kinds which are available in the system itself. If you go in the drop down arrow which is there on the top of any of the panels, you can edit it, and then there are various different kind of charts which are already available in the system for you to just pick and choose, right? So that's how you can change it. uh, there would be certain properties, specific properties, which certain charts would support and certain others would not. So that is something that you would need to look at. But essentially what we are doing is that whatever data is coming from the sensors, it is stored in a database. So we are using a time series database, uh, which is a very special kind of database, not like MySQL or any RDBMS kind of database. This is specifically for IoT solutions where you can store a lot of data because so much data is coming in time, and over time it accumulates and becomes quite big. So on that database, it should be easier to write any queries and get the data back from the database very fast. So that is the role and the design of the time series database. So we are using influx, and on that you can write various queries. And this in this query you can see that uh, we have a lot of functionalities already inbuilt into the system where you can just pick and choose. For example, mean, median, mode, sum, any kind of selection that you want to do on min, max, last, percentile, top. And then there are certain transformations on the data that you can do as well. For example, moving averages, cumulative sum, standard deviation, and so on and so forth. So very easy for you to create any dashboards. So if you want to create dashboards yourself, you can do that, but for the first time we'll do it for you. We'll set it up for you. If you want to make any small changes, we will do that for you, right? So that is the front end. There you can watch, you can have a dashboard for various locations out here, and you can just go there and pick and choose, and it will change, and you will be able to then see the data for that particular organization, right? So that is also uh, possible. Here you can also set up a playlist, which means that if you want to show it on a big dashboard or big, let's say, screen somewhere in a reception area and monitoring area, then you can actually run all these dashboards as a slide set. So they will just automatically rotate one after the other, and you won't have to do anything. It will be shown on a big screen, right? So that's how you can do. You can set up alerts based on various tools. You can have different users who would have access to different kinds of dashboards and stuff like that. So you can control the access of dashboards depending on the user rights. And this is the front end which is there. Then there is a back end as well, which basically where all the programming is done, where all the data uh, comes from the sensors. So once we get the data from the sensors, that's where you have certain protocols already available in the system. So you can do it on MQTT, you can do it on HTTP, and so on and so forth. And a lot of other functionalities are already inbuilt into the system. We do a little bit of programming as well, depending on the transformation that we want on the database. And then finally the database, the data coming from the IoT sensors then gets stored in the database, which you saw that it gets connected to the dashboard, and that's how you are able to see all the data and so on and so forth. And just one more thing before I go, you can actually download all the data out here directly from the dashboard as a CSV file. So that functionality is also available, and you can change the timeline for which you want to see the data out here as well, right? So these kind of very handy things are already inbuilt into the system. So hope this gives you a very good idea about the dashboard and the platform that we have. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.